The fuck is bread pudding?
Bread pudding it's not pudding. It's basically just like cinnamon. It's like monkey bread covered in
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah.
Like coffee cake, kind of.
Yeah, there's no pudding. There's no pudding to the bread pudding.
Okay, let me ask you a question, actually.
Go ahead.
To not to throw you off here.
Throw me on.
You see the blue light on my microphone, right?
Yeah.
Do you see the, like, shit on
Halo?
the sides? The halo?
You mean like the glow?
Like it's like the glow, yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
I
coming
do.
out to the left and right, right?
Yeah, it's like a perfect bar, if you will.
Yeah, like this. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have astigmatism, apparent like if you'll see these like things more. I didn't know that. Like I had to be told that when I like went to the eye doctor. Like
So
those the like the halos and like the like like the when you do like a red light,
yeah.
I always see like that cross, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming from the red light. But apparently that's because like there's the shape of my eye is not perfectly.
I've
like,
never heard of a single person not having an astigmatism, so I don't understand how they would know.
That's what I'm saying. So I started asking people.
Just walking up to random people, do you have astigmatism?
Your eyes fucking suck, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I got
You need to
20/20,
get your eyes
baby.
checked, dude.
I did. I got
Dude,
20/20.
So,
and yet on my license it says I have corrective lenses.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know if I have 20/20. Well, who knows?
Anyway,
it's you know what? It's just big lens crafter trying to get you to buy glasses, dude. You don't need glasses. God made you the way you're supposed to be.
Yeah, if you can't see, tough shit. That's just how it goes.
You can't. Don't be cheating. Don't be cheating with your glasses. You gotta walk around blind, and then God will take care of you.
I definitely wear them.
Or natural selection, depending on which way you want to go.
Yeah, I definitely wear them at night, though. Like when I'm driving.
Oh well,
I definitely wear them at night because there is a difference.
I had to drive like out here. There's no like street lights anywhere, and there's no like ambient light because there's nothing exists. So like it was raining pretty hard, and I was coming back at like 9 o'clock. And damn, dude, it was harrowing to say the least. I was like, "Oh shit, I cannot see anything."
You grab his flashlight from the back too, and you're just holding out the window. Just like,
yeah,
fuck,
I'm like,
man, I can't see shit.
Fucking the T-Rex breaks in from the left, dude. I'm like, "Oh Jesus!" And so, no, it was like you are expected to drive with your high beams in like most of the areas at night.
Oh, that makes sense.
Not in my area, but once you get to like Concord, it's fine.
Yeah, well, but there's houses.
No, there really isn't, dude. The grocery store, fucking, is just broken. I'm like, oh, what? I gotta text somebody or like call somebody, and there's just no cell phone service in like the capital of the fucking. In the capital of the goddamn state.
Is your grocery store called the grocery store?
That would be sick. No, it's called Hannaford, and I like it.
Every store you have. They
have a really good chocolate milk from Contoocook.
Contoocook.
Yeah, no, it is like CONTOOCOOTOOK, something like that. Contoocook. It's like, but it's got the best chocolate milk in the world, dude. Yeah, I haven't found anything better yet.
I don't like milk in any form.
Well, because when God made angels and demons, they made obvious things wrong with demons, so we can tell what you are, you fucking demon.
I'm good.
By the way, so leading into what I was wanting to talk about,
chocolate milk.
Have you heard of something called Laplace's demon?
No.
Okay, so this is my friend got into like some existential like topics. Like here's how once you start getting interested in like science and shit, here's usually what happens. You're like, oh, this shit's kind of cool. Oh, space is interesting. Oh, what the fuck? We don't really understand exactly we do kind of understand this, but then if we theorize this, then your brain starts going crazy because you realize we don't really know that much. And what we do know is like kind of mind bending to a degree. If it's some things can be, because we don't have the equipment to measure things in certain like very low or very high like weights and distances, but we're getting there. So that's what's scary is we can start proving some of these crazy ass theories. But okay, so Laplace's demon. This one's like a weird one because it kind of takes away like free will. But the idea is that if you can, so the demon part, back in the day, I guess scientists were just like, if there's a demon who can control all of mankind, what would he do? It's that kind of thing. It's very weird. Like, so the demon is, don't think about the demon. He's just like an all powerful being. So if this demon knows all the speeds and momentums of everything in the universe, it could theoretically predict everything you'll do for eternity. Like it will pretty much just like so it's saying that
you don't mean like
free will.
You mean in general with everything. It can predict anything and everything that's to come.
Down to the electron. All the angular momentums and like everything. If it knew all the information about the universe and how things were like spinning and interacting with each other, it could theoretically, like I said, tell you everything that will happen ever in all. Like, so your life, that would mean that you have a very determined, like, if you think about it, you then are just locked into whatever like momentum your body has like developed. Do you see what I'm saying?
Everything is pretty much predestined. No matter what path you take, you'll end up at your gotcha.
Yes. Now this is one of the older ones. Like this is like I think it's a French scientist actually that Laplace is. I think his name is like Francois Laplace.
I think it's
Simon Laplace, and it was actually in. Oh no, Pierre Simon Laplace. See, dude, you gotta let me cook. I don't know these French motherfuckers.
Laplace.
It might be Laplace. It actually probably is Laplace's demon.
There you go. But we'll go with
that.
Laplace.
Does sound a little sexier. Pierre Simon Laplace.
But we are not a sexy podcast.
1800 physicist, by the way.
Wow, he was old.
Did something making sounds that scared me. I heard a scary sound. No, you're fine. You're in the city. Out here, I'm about to get eaten by Sasquatch. What you talking about? This one is like a lower level, like this one's like a smoking weed, would it be tight type idea. There's some crazier ones that I want to talk about, but this one is actually less accepted now because like quantum mechanics are starting to become understood, and there's a lot of like the quantum mechanics are starting to throw away determinist mentality because there's a lot of variables to that.
Yeah.
So that one is just like the fun one. That one's you're like, oh, it's got demon.
I feel like but I feel like all it's saying is like it's essentially history repeats itself, and that's really it. Like it's just a cool way of saying that.
Well, so now do you like, okay, what's your opinion on like free will? Like are you just like
cool I think there is I believe in free will. I think
okay.
I believe there can be free will. To answer your question though, I think that there are people there trying to destroy it and control other people's will, which has been proven to happen if you look at just everything that's going on now. However,
well, yeah.
I know, but however, ultimately, yeah, I do. I'm like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You really can.
No, and I have to like in my mind unless I allow myself to go insane. Which, by the way, after physics and like science, you go into philosophy, and then that's when you kind of like let it all go. You're like, oh yeah, none of this fucking matters. I'm gonna die anyway. So.
That's why I quit my job. That's exactly why I quit my job. I was like, I'm going to die when I'm 60 anyway. Fuck this.
Now, there's a lot of other things. And I did a little bit more research, and I started to find things a little bit scary, but so I always joked about, or not joked, like whenever I like talk to somebody who's like very religious and like, oh yeah, God's super real, I try to like level with them in a way that like I can talk to them in some way. I'm like, okay, if a God was real, the only way it makes sense to me is like he's just like some kind of scientist and this is like just his simulation that's kind of gone a little crazy.
See, I don't like the
And he's
simulation thing, but go ahead.
well, no, don't. And simulation is, don't think of it as like a computer. Well, and it probably is a computer program. But what if like the simulation was like what if our entire universe isn't just like a big ass room in like CERN? You know what I mean? Like a super CERN. You know what I mean? That's this is our universe is playing out with real like everything's real, but it's just in a very compact, like controlled form. Like, what is that not really happening to us? Like, yeah, it's simulated by these higher beings, but
I guess you know what, it really
we're still, yeah.
it depends on your belief structure, obviously. Like, I mean, I was raised Catholic,
Sure.
so that means I don't go to
Me
church. So, if for the sake of this argument, our God was real,
Our God is an
So have
awesome
some
God.
God.
Fucking sick. He's really fucking dope.
he's
Anyway,
dope.
continue. Sorry.
Anyway, if he's the creator of all of this, it's essentially, I don't think it's really anything more than, well, I mean, and then also if you believe Jesus Christ died for our sins, past, present, and future, we're fine. So we're all going to heaven. Anyway,
That's true. We're locked in.
we're locked in. We're good to go. So we can do whatever we want. The thing that I'm thinking though is like we have all these resources that known and unknown, that were meant for something specific, I think, and have multiple purposes, but we're meant for better things. However,
Okay.
if you believe this belief structure, greed and Eve eating that fucking apple ruined everything.
You stupid bitch.
You
Eve.
stupid,
But
just
think
like
about-
a woman
but think
ruined
about-
everything.
But no, okay. I'm willing to go down this road with you because I don't want to do it to like someone's whose belief structure. I would be like stabbing in the heart. 'Cause
Right.
That's dangerous.
Yes.
But you all talk to it
Because you got to respect somebody's belief structure. You really do. For the most part, you do.
It's tough.
Yes.
Like, dude, if what you use to cope with the fucking shittiness of the world, I'm not gonna blame you because hey, we all do something.
Exactly.
Yours just sucks. But anyway, this like okay, so God is just some guy who's just made these things, and he wants to keep them smart enough for him to interact with, but dumb enough to not realize that they're effectively like zoo animals. Like what was God's over?
I don't think God
how. You know what I mean? No. He was talking to him left and right. He was like, "Hey, Adam, what the fuck is going on, bud?" And he's like, "Adam."
Yeah, and then she ate the apple, and then it was like, dude, you're on your own. That was one fruit.
She ate the apple and had like emotions. She understood like shame. She understood that she was like naked, which again, like, so you see what I'm saying? She got to the higher form of thinking, which the mean God was like, no, that's not for you fucking idiots. You guys can't handle that shit. I got to keep you guys in check. So okay. So we'll pull back. What was the point of Adam and Eve then? And from God's point of view, if he's not interacting with them, what's the point of Adam and Eve?
Mm.
Exactly. Dunk on. No, I'm sorry, but no. But you see what I'm saying? It's like it's absurd. They're just pets to him. Like at that point, they're nothing more than zoo animals.
Well, no, I wouldn't necessarily. I think the way to look at it in that sense is, I mean, it's obviously it's first of all, I was raised Catholic, but I don't believe a damn thing about it. I don't believe in God. I don't, I'll put that out. Yeah, put that out there. Yeah. However, in that sense, it's kind of like somebody who created any kind of let's say an experiment, for lack of a better term, to see what the outcome is or what the result will be, right? But unfortunately, this one had consequences. So the story is about consequences. If the moral would be, I gave you life, or life was given to you, and there are written and unwritten rules of life and morals. Mm-hmm. If you break them, you will feel the worst of it.
Well, yes. Once you start like juicing out what the Bible is trying to tell you, mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's a form of control. It's them trying to tell you, if you don't do what us higher powers tell you, you get fucking cast out. You get the ultimate. God gave us a paradise, and we fucked it up, guys. So let's try to listen to him from now on. By the way, he talks through me. Come to the church and bring us, some money so that we can keep the church up.
Well, that's where the con was. That's where the con was. That's where the con was.
That's what I'm saying. It's all a con.
Yeah,
all of them. They're all cons. This
yeah,
is what it was a way. There, Leviticus, the third book of the Bible, it is like the ultimate con. It was found at the bottom of like a church that burned down. It was the only thing that was unburned, but it just happened to have all these rules and regulations that the magistrate of that area was trying to like force on the people, but they weren't listening. So then he's like, "Oh, well, you know what I'll do? God's a bit unhappy with you guys." He burns the church down and shows them God's telling you you're doing it wrong. This book is how you're supposed to live. That was that's Leviticus right there.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
so,
I didn't know that.
Well, no, I mean,
well, no, I know.
I'm not a theologian, but like to a degree, I am. So yes, everything I say is right.
I trust you more than a Catholic priest.
Hey, fair enough. But you see what I'm saying? That it's just a con, all of them. I mean, and we have modern day versions with Scientology and Mormonism and stuff like that, and they're more obvious. But like because we have the unfortunate distance of time, we've still got fucking idiots who believe this shit. So
I know, and not only that, it's also there's religions that predate, and it's just like So
they just write off like the Greek and because they're ridiculous. Like they're like, oh, there's a Zeus that turns into animals and has sex with women. That's
preposterous.
That's preposterous.
I know,
like, dude.
And
kidding me?
Now, I feel like Mormons get a bad rap. I have a friend of mine. He's probably my best friend. He's Mormon, and he's not like the others. I'll say that much. He's pretty normal by comparison, for lack of a better term. But he explained the faith. It's essentially, for me, it's Christianity. It's just a form of Christianity. It's a little bit, there's some differences, but ultimately it's the exact same as actually all religions. It's just like, there's good morals. There's certain beliefs they have that, you kind of go like, but there's no, consummating the marriage in front of the church type of thing, and all that was somebody that's apparently was a thing he told me about.
Oh, definitely.
He's like, that used to be a question he got a lot when he was in high school. But ultimately, to say we always see the worst of it. It's like politics, man. I mean, the left and the right, the far left, the far right, that's all we see. We don't see the middle. There's plenty of people in the middle who also, they have the faith in the religion and not necessarily in the God. You know what I mean? It's like there's that set of morals there where that person comes from. They and it's so there is good with religion, but I got kind of off track here. But ultimately, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're fine. You're fine. There's an interesting idea about this though that I'll postulate to you in a second. But continue.
Well, no, go ahead. I mean, really, ultimately, it's just like all religions are essentially the same, is what I'm saying. They have different belief systems, but it's a sense of moral. It's a moral perspective, really,
and that's fine. And I think I said it. We've talked before where I said I think that's kind of what got us through our barbarous monkey days. We had to start being like, oh, don't kill me or else God will fucking fuck you up. And you're like, what's going on? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he's the guy who makes storms and rain and shit. Like, oh, are you serious? Okay, my bad, dude. I don't want to fuck with that guy. That kind of thing. So, anyway.
Oh, we're talking about as a con is what we were talking about originally. I'm sorry.
It is that is. And I see that now. It is. I'm still saying it's a con, but like.
I believe it is. I believe it is too. I mean, you want a real quick side story here. I remember when I was really young, my mom grew up in New York Italian, went to the Catholic school. She did the whole program. And, I was going to church when I was young. And when I was just about to get to high school, it's all good. When I was just,
Tony, I'm taking you to school.
That's you want watch A Bronx Tale. That's what my mother grew up with.
Sorry.
No, it's hilarious because I went back to New York. I met all my family. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you were just a walking stereotype. But but I said to her when I was I was like right around high school, and I was like, I think Jesus was just a con guy. And she's like, excuse me, and I was like, I mean, think about it. It's either he was either like, I'm gonna, he was a cult leader, is what he was, or or there's a possibility he was mentally ill and thought, you know what I mean, like.
Well, dude, it's kind of like,
or Mary was mentally ill and raised Jesus to believe he was born immaculately.
It's the Waco. It is the fucking Waco.
Yes, it is. Exactly.
If you had 12 guys telling you you're right and following you around, telling you this and that, you're gonna start believing what you're spouting out.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Hey, Jesus, I don't blame you, man. If you're real. Now this is where we get to. Is what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Unless did I stomp on?
No. We're essentially back to where we are.
So, here's the question. So, philosophy has always, like I said, been fun. And here's one of the more dominant philosophical questions. It's Pascal's wager, and it's the idea that it's better to just believe in this God, because why gamble otherwise? This is kind of like a game theory to a degree, because there's like only a few options, right? So like the options are you believe in God and he exists, so you go to heaven, blammo, you're dunking on from half court. So now you believe in God, he doesn't exist, you die happy because you're like, whatever, you don't even know because you're just dead, it doesn't fucking matter. Mm-hmm. Now we get to the bad ones. You don't believe in God and he does exist. He's not gonna be fucking happy, all right?
Well, no, that's not necessarily true.
I know, but this
is this is Pascal. Yes, go ahead.
And you see, so the only gain from not believing in God is that you just go about your life. You gain almost nothing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it is kind of like, oh fuck it, just somebody's up there, hey, and you live it's almost like the what I was trying to say earlier, where it's like you're just living a good life because hey, maybe. Like we're all just one step from bashing.
God forbid you just live a good life and be nice because it's fucking easier than everything else.
So, but it is interesting to think. It's like it's gambling. You're just like, well,
I get that. Well, there was a time, as many do, I suffer from depression, and I was asked a question one time, and everybody with depression struggles with certain thoughts. But one time I was asked. I don't know what made me say this, but it made sense to me, because they say the surest way to hell is to kill yourself. Like if you kill yourself, you're going to hell. And I was asked by a psychiatrist one time. He's like, "Have you ever thought about killing yourself?" And I said, "Yes, but I would never do it." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because if there is a God, and I get into heaven, I'm gonna give that fucker an earful."
You're like you
yeah, like it's more. It's like, hey, dude, what the fuck was that? Like, really? Like, you're this great thing, and then you just, and then he'd probably just blame it on Eve, and then we would laugh and go move on and whatever. But ultimately, no, there's always that chance, and even there, that goes back to what you were saying. It's like, I don't want to say the only reason why I wouldn't do that is because that's just a stupid way to take the easy way out. I understand why people would do that, but ultimately that's to say it's like, there's a chance. It's
no. What was it? There was a guy who said something the way like you gotta look at it like a person in a building that's on fire is looking back at flames. You know what I mean? Like he didn't want to jump out the fucking window to his death.
Oh yeah, well he
saw no other choice. Most people are into that situation. You see what I'm saying? So I understand.
Well, yeah, anybody give all those people from that horrible thing that happened, who jumped out the window, like. I'm sure God gave him a pass.
That's what it was about. That yes, exactly. It was a news story about that. Like yeah.
Yeah, it's called 9/11.
I remember where it was.
9/11.
No, was it 9? Was it about
Dude,
9/11?
they were
Was
jumping
there like
out
a
of the
fire in
building.
Chicago or something like that?
Oh, you know what? It probably happened with burning buildings, but I think
You know what? Could be both.
Yeah.
Apply them to either one. So
Yeah.
let's just. It's fucking terrible. But
Yeah,
you have
yes,
to
yes.
understand, yeah. If I'm I'm at
You're
the
gonna die.
floor, I'm like,
That's not suicide. That's deciding which way you're gonna die. That's
maybe this
either
is the moment I figure out I can fly. Here we go. Fuck.
Yeah.
The-
Maybe God will catch
at that
me,
point,
and
anyway.
if not, I'll see him in 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I'd
know,
be like,
like-
you really fucked me on the whole play.
Yeah, man.
He's like, my bad, dude. I didn't know. He's like,
Honestly,
"Hey, you talked to me?"
he'd be like, "I didn't even see that coming. I don't know what to tell you."
I say, look, I'm not gonna lie. The whole like, I don't know what you guys are doing. I thought you guys were all on the same team. What's the? He's like, you don't know what the difference.
Didn't know they were
going
gonna
to
use planes.
The Catholics and the Jews. He's like, no, I don't know. What are you talking about? I thought you guys were all just cool. You know.
Yeah.
Ever since Adam and Eve, I've taken a step back. You're like, oh, come on,
Come on.
God.
When you cut the
Dude,
baby in half, I thought we were all good.
I thought we figured it out after the baby. Come on. Hammurabi and his code and shit. Like, I thought we were knocked in.
Nope.
I did the salt thing one time and then we're good. We're out of here. Like, God, I turned 1 second away. I'm working on these fish people over here on the other side of the universe. Y'all are fucking this shit up. God damn. And they're like, dude, God, don't be taking your name in vain.
Yeah.
And then he just smokes that motherfucker.
He's just like me, damn.
Damn, yeah. Me damn.
Me,
you know?
damn.
Yeah, he's like, God. He's like, my name's Leonard. I don't know what he's God. Like, what's you're just like
Leonard
all
Part
powerful,
6.
big, yeah. Like, what fucking talking about? Oh, God damn it. I fucked this one up again, guys. We got to start over.
Gotta start
He just
over.
blows us up.
It's like what he did with the dinosaurs. He's like, fuck, I fucked that up. Asteroid.
So now, okay. So this is a good transition. We can transition away from religion because that's always fun, and those have fun philosophy. We'll do a philosophy class, but this one's more about science.
Okay.
So now, there's a couple interesting, like why we don't run into shit in space. Like, why are there no aliens and stuff like that?
Okay.
And some of them are fucking weird, obviously, like, but some of them make more sense than others. Like, now, there's a couple. One, there's like is kind of scary in that it's like.
Wait, when you say we don't
out,
when you say we don't run
go
into aliens, like we don't really space travel. We haven't gone past the moon. So
yes. But we have been like looking out into space. And we have the measurement capabilities to like track down what should be like radio frequencies and like if there's a planet that has like life that's like us, there would be like things we would notice about it. You know what I mean? Like
but
and like we've been shooting radio signals out into space, so there should be. You know, and that shit's they're like waves. You know what I mean? Like it's a
I get that, but also it takes significant time for that to reach. I mean, yeah, all the stars that we're seeing in the sky are apparently fucking dead. So
yeah,
I don't know. You know what I mean? But anyway, continue.
No. Yeah, there's some crazy that and that's what. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But so I'm doing the fun ones first.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up about you're doing the ones that make sense. I'm doing the fun ones first.
Okay.
So there is some sort of filter that is destroying sentient life before it can get to a point where it's like too impactful on the universe. And so the idea is that there's a couple different versions of it, but like the one that everyone would kind of like accepts is that like there's like a self-replicating nano machine style like robots, like some that like have either like been made for this purpose or like gone haywire with like some overall protocol and are just now cleansing the galaxy of all or of the universe of all sentient life form. And we are either on one of two things. We're either it's done in waves, like I said, and we are just after it happened in this area so that it won't happen to us like anytime or ever again, or it hasn't come back to it. We're on the before. It's gonna happen at some point. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why we find like literally nothing. Like there's no proof of any life form anywhere. That's the idea behind this one. That this is why, because these monsters are just these robot monsters are going around killing everything.
I was gonna say they're like Viltrumites.
Not like the Viltrumites.
Okay.
Not like the Viltrumites. The Viltrumites have a plan. They want to continue life. This just this is like, say you made a machine that says, hey, whenever a species makes like faster than light travel, things just like go crazy. So kill anything before they reach that stage of life. And then it accidentally goes haywire and it's like, oh, well, here's a culture that has, tools. Destroy them. They'll get to faster than light at some point. Do you see what I'm saying?
Do you think that, like in our case, I think that's there's whatever this force or energy or whatever it is that's destroying the sentient life, they gave us AI to destroy ourselves. Like, would that be something that you're talking about? Like they would do that, or ultimately they would just hand of God us and wipe us out?
I think it would be more like Hand of God, but that would be cool, like a metaphysical way to kill somebody. There's a cool book called The Three Body Problem that they made into a show on Netflix,
right?
That gets into this kind of thing. And I didn't finish it. I think I want to finish it now because I'm reading this movie. I'm reading this movie. This is how I do things. I'm reading this book by Larry Niven called RimWorld. And it's kind of, you can see the pieces of future. Also, all good sci-fi is written in like the 60s and 70s and shit. That's when we didn't know when shit was going to be cool or what would end up happening. We thought shit would still be cool, but it turns out shit's lame. Anyway,
what's up? Yeah, I was going to go on. No, I was going to go on a tangent.
No.
It's not even going to be related to this. So let's just, there was a thought that, so let's not even do it because that's going to waste 20 minutes.
That's fair, although we're in no rush, but whatever.
I'm not going to go down that.
Okay, that's fair. So the idea is that I think that with like sci-fi especially, like you want the world to be like fucking useful, like, and I think I've lost my train of thought too, but like I'm thinking now like at the Expanse and stuff like that, and you see, so like the problem on RimWorld is that there's like a shitload of fucking population density, like, and it's just too much of a problem, like to a point of where it creates ambient heat, which which I thought, I was like, oh man, dude, is that what they like understand global warming at this point? So, or
that's actually that'd be an interesting concept, yeah.
So, which makes sense because you got like trillions of people and heat is radiation. So
we got 8 billion people radiating 98.6 degrees of heat.
See, so yeah. And this was like a different type of alien race that were bigger and like and there were trillions of them. So that's they ended up having to figure it out that way. But like that's what I'm saying. Fucking this shit is too, like, there's too much bad stuff that could happen with like so the idea is that we will continue forward. There's no way we can go back. Well, that's not true. We could blow ourselves to fucking Kingdom Come, but more than likely our technology is going to continue, and the most likely direction is that we would at some point make it to the stars and like at least colonize our known galaxy, right? Like we're looking at Mars, right? We're doing that. So
yeah, we're looking at it. That's about all we're doing.
But how long have we like modern history is what, like not that, what, 6,000,
what would you say,
10,000 years?
I think it started with Jesus, the birth of Jesus. That's when history started.
No, so 2,000 years, and then we kind of have a rough idea of what maybe 8 to 10 after before that.
Yeah,
so that's about it, right? Yeah. Maybe we know there was people before that.
We
know where they were. We know about the upper Indus Valley and the Mesopotamia and shit like that. So, but
dinosaurs.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you can figure out the I mean, like, compare that to the age of the universe.
Yeah,
I know. That's a blink of an eye. So by that rate, we should be interstellar quite soon, right? Like,
You would think
What I'm saying is-
it's interesting to think about the concept of time within the universe too, because they say it's like, how do you know which way is forward and backward in space and time? Because space is time, right?
space is time.
Yeah.
There's
So-
and I have an interesting on time, by the way, but
Well-
we'll get to that.
Well, no, that's kind of where I was going with this. So it's like, and
Yeah.
again, if there's a universe that's, let's say it's in the rewind of space that has not a universe. I'm sorry, a galaxy. That's exactly. Let's say there's an identical Milky Way galaxy that way, which is backwards, and it's however many light years away, but relative time to us, let's say it's just 60 years behind us.
Okay. Just to keep the
Is
numbers
that
small.
yeah? Does that mean that Earth is 60 years behind us?
Well, but that's all relative to position, right? Like,
Right.
And from there, we're 60 years ahead of them.
Right,
From
that's what I'm
us,
saying. So
from
are
us,
they
yeah.
and then are they in 1965? Like they just passed civil rights. You know what I mean? Like, and then
yeah, that's a good point. Well,
know.
that's another theory is that time is more physical, in that it's all like every moment has happened instantly. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, but we're just
Okay.
experiencing it through the function of consciousness. But in physics terms, it's just like bam. This is all.
it's all
real
happened
time.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all just right here, and something could like look at it if it had the different level of like understanding of, because there's mathematical like proofs of higher planes of like you know I don't know, honestly. That one I haven't looked into enough, but like I don't. It's not outside the realm of my possible like thought process that like there's an alien that can see in a different form of wavelength that makes it.
I believe.
Also exist in like in between that wavelength. So
Do you think
I
that when you're saying when you see it, there's an alien that could see within like different or dimensions, if you will, they could see into
sure, dimensions? Yeah, dimensions is the word I was fishing for. I feel fucking stupid now. Yeah.
It's okay, I got you there. But let's say that's the case. Was that something that evolved? Was that something that they manufactured?
question, dude.
Because I mean, it's like,
It could be as simple as the next form we take after we die.
yeah.
It could be as simple as that.
Well, my thing is, why, we know there's a life out there. Look at the fucking pyramids. Like, everything. I mean, the pyramids and just.
Who made those?
And just in even some of the, in like Southeast Asia, some of those temples that they make. It's like, you're telling me that was made by hand?
I would love. I when I was a youngin, we went to like, I can't remember where we went to, but it was a pretty fucking sick place. I would love to go there, but like then sneak away and get in and get fucking killed by a trap or something like that.
But no, but seriously,
Sneak into the
like we
pyramid.
have these monuments
Yeah,
were
no, that's
built
fucking
that
insane.
was no way. Like they didn't build that shit in Machu Picchu. There's no. Oh, I mean, I gotta give credit to the Mexicans. Those guys work hard.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They work hard, but
They do.
I mean, are the Egyptians also? Oh, yeah, are they working hard? Good
No.
question. Like,
No, they did it with slavery, apparently.
and they did it with slavery.
Yeah.
But was it done well? I mean, those are some big fucking.
No,
dude,
it's how do
are
they
you
move
telling me
it?
They moved it with the fucking with the.
I just saw
log
some-
style or something like
No,
that?
no. There was some guy or somebody came up with a theory that they used water, and what they did is they built huge canals, and
Which is cool. That makes sense.
yeah,
honestly,
but
man.
those things, yes and no. Like, how are they? One, that's a lot of water in the desert,
Oh yeah.
but also,
Well, didn't the Nile like very regularly?
then again,
What
global
if they just
warming.
figured out a way to like control the flooding and like
No,
siphon
that's
off
yeah,
enough
no,
to,
and
like,
I don't
feed
think that's
themselves, you know
I
what
don't
mean?
think that's unreasonable to think. I mean, it's like
In civilization revolution, you start with the knowledge of irrigation when you're the Egyptians.
You're right,
because
you're
they
right,
Figured
you're
that shit out. They figured that shit out.
yeah, and apparently they got sharks into the Coliseum for the battles.
Yeah, what the fuck is that shit? Dude, that was supposed to be a cool scene in Gladiator 2.
They fucked it up with the
stupid. I'm like,
sharks. Yeah,
this is so stupid.
yes. We're not going down there. Anyway,
We'll not go down there. Pull back.
but ultimately, it's like
yeah.
they figured out a way. But the thing is, there was like, okay, great. Let's say they used the Nile River, right? Now, first of all, I'm zooming out here
Mm-hmm.
to see where the Nile is. It's pretty far from where the location.
Okay, now, probably.
Well, let's just say they made a straight line to it, and that's what they did.
Anyway,
they did it, right? You got to get the things up on the top. You got to get the So there's no way. And then they had a claim.
What you do is you set up a slide system.
That's
it's got to go up and over and over. It gets high enough to get up to the top.
No, they said they used water to do that. They built like a thing that went up. Water would go up, and it would still float up, and they could just push the. Anyways, aliens built it. Aliens built it. That's what the long and the short of it. Yeah, they did. And then all these underground tunnels that they're finding now. Like, there's proof
what if
of
aliens built it and then got caught up in the filter right after, and we weren't a high enough civilization to be taken out by the filter. That's what I'm saying. But anyway.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying as far as filter now. Okay. No,
do you
but
see what I'm saying?
I would think that they would be the
crazy to
ones that
think that,
control
right?
the filter. That is wild to think
But
about.
I mean, and they could. You would think that but like that does sound like a pretty childish thing to do. Be like, oh, dude, we landed on this fucking dope ass planet. What are we gonna do? Oh, let's stack up some fucking rocks.
Let's fuck with these
Let's
people
let these-
thousands of
let's
years
fucking
from now.
Stupid monkeys. Just fucking make these put some rocks up here and shit. Tommy, you're so goddamn funny.
You know, let's do it over here too. Let's do it on the other side of the globe.
too.
Let's do it on
Yeah,
the. Let's do it 3 times.
Dude, hey, archaeologically, thousands of years in the future,
They don't even know
you
what the
guys are
fuck
gonna get
archaeology
my
is right
fucking
now.
wrong. These fucking idiots. What's that over there, Tommy? Is that a robot? Oh shit! And then they just got filtered out. So
Yeah, there's like, no, that's way too much.
I mean, it always makes me laugh when I think of like advanced, like in Predator. If you just think of Predator as just like a redneck hillbilly who's just coming here to just shoot up people, it makes it more.
Just got
makes it more
a
enjoyable sometimes.
trucker hat on.
Yeah, trucker hat. He's like, man, I'm gonna give him a fair chance. I'll only barely use my laser cannon. I'll just once or twice.
That's what I hated about Prey. If we can go on a little tangent here, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go and fight these guys and challenge them. It's like, dude, they got sticks and rocks.
Bear with your bare hands.
Yeah, they got sticks and rocks, and you got fucking camouflage where you're invisible. Like, come on. Well, like just because you're wearing, a friggin' loincloth, that makes you lesser.
Was there like a scene that made it understand that like guns were like very important or something? I can't remember now. I liked that movie.
No, I actually did too.
I'm gonna watch
it was definitely a movie you need to pretty much like even the Arnold one. You got to suspend disbelief, but at least Arnold had a machine gun.
Yeah. Yes. But like, I like, Predator is a pretty fucking clean movie. Don't you dare try to start sitting there.
It's my favorite. Well, time out. It's my favorite movie of all time. So I can say what I want, and I've watched it 500,000 times.
I've watched it probably more than I've watched Yojimbo. So don't even try to play me like this. But the thing is, it's an alien that's like 8 to 9 feet, or like however tall. He's probably like what 7 or 8 feet. Like, yeah. That thing would be so much fucking stronger than Arnold, dude. You know what I mean? Like, Arnold is the top of our race, and that thing would just fucking ragdoll him. Do you see what I'm saying? It'd be like if that's what I'm saying, if Wilt Chamberlain was just jacked or something. So like
if you had, since we have this stupid discussion about 100 people versus a gorilla, a predator versus a gorilla, without weapons. No weapons.
Well, obviously a predator would win, because a predator can kill a bear, and I think a bear would kill a gorilla.
But the predator, without weapons, the predator was invisible when the bear.
Did the predator have weapons against the bear?
It was invisible at the very least.
That's true. Bears can't.
They can't see what they can't see.
That's true.
But if it was like a straight up, you put them in a cage. Predator versus gorilla.
I think the predator probably wins, because I'd like to think that.
I don't know, man. That gorillas are pretty fucking badass.
Gorillas are pretty. That's true. And you know what? Predators do get beat up by humans, so that's fair. I feel like the Predator in Prey would beat it, but I feel maybe the Predator in
Well, that's the other
Predator
thing too.
wasn't.
There are different predators. So the one that
There are
Arnold
different
fought
Predators.
could have been one of the weaker predators, if you will.
Did you watch the new trailer for the newest the newest Predator?
Yeah, I
I
did.
can't talk, dude. I can't put a sentence together.
It's okay.
Um, they're bringing the famous Predator from the comic books. There was
I saw that
Broken
it
Tusk.
was. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I don't know much
they're
about the
bringing
comic
him
books,
into
but
the fold.
actually, I hate that they changed it up. Like, I don't like how they change up the look. I know it's supposed to be
Yeah, I
different
didn't like
types
how
of
it looked
predators.
either.
Yeah, it was kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog when remember when the trailer first came out, people were like, "Ill, he looks horrible,"
true.
and then they went back and fixed
Well,
it.
it's kind of funny because now it makes you because like the Predator has like weird hair. It's like dreadlock
Yeah.
tentacles, and then this one has like a full like hairline. So then like so the Predator that was in the first one had like a receding hairline. Like what is it? Is that how that works? Or your skull just gets bigger? Like
Well, it was Hulk Hogan, and this one's John Cena. Well, then again, John Cena's losing his hair now. But anyway,
it's supposed to be a younger Predator. It's obvious.
yeah.
Like, they
Clearly,
make that
this one's a
obvious.
middle-aged
Yeah,
man.
it's just-
Yeah.
Look, you got Predators with like the.
He's having a midlife crisis, and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to go kill some people, relive my youth."
So that is one of the problems. But I mean, the comics aren't even that good. They're all right, but like they're not.
Were
really
the comics?
well drawn, and
Did the
they're very
comics?
wordy, yeah.
Did the comics conspire? I didn't because I know nothing about the background and the canon of it. Did the comics inspire the movie, or did the movie inspire the comics? The original.
The movie inspired the comics. 100%.
Okay. Yeah. So
Really, what happened
So Shane
was
Black
the
is the
second one,
fucking
actually.
genius of that.
Shane Black, they owe Shane Black money for sure.
Yes, they do.
So Predator 1 happens, Predator 2 happens. Remember at the end of Predator 2, he has the Predators have like all the skulls on them.
Right. They had that xenomorph and all that, and yeah.
So Alien, if you want to say Shane Black invented it, Alien versus Predator was invented by the motherfucker who decided to put the alien skull there for fun.
Well, I don't think was Shane Black involved on the second one, because the second one,
I don't remember.
The second one, there was a little thing on YouTube about it. It was like this Australian director who did. Let me just.
Well, now, so let me.
A lot of
tangent.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh well, so that then got people going like, oh, dude, Alien vs Predator should be sick. Yeah, that would be great. Then they made that cabinet, the arcade cabinet, right? And then that got them to go, we need to make Alien versus Predator, and that got like after Alien 3, I think, that got them to like cancel an Alien 4 with Ridley Scott and fucking Sigourney Weaver and make Alien versus Predator. Like,
Okay.
how about them apples? You
That
fucking
that
idiots.
right there, though, that was probably one of the more brilliant ideas, and I think that credit actually goes to the director. I think it was, God, what's his name? Here it is, Stephen Hopkins, who I guess what he was famous for up until that point was he made Nightmare on Elm Street 5, which people
Dark
argue is
Awakening. Yep,
no, it's The Dream Child.
that's what I said.
Yes, I heard you say that. So,
Dude,
but he also
hey, make sure you put that in. Make
I
sure
will
I'm gonna say. Hold on, don't talk right now. The Dream Child. So put that where I said the other thing. Okay. Go.
okay, done.
So,
But
anyway.
anyways, he really did. I don't know what the big deal, because honestly, like Nightmare on Elm Street, whatever. Anyway, so Stephen Hopkins, I think he's the one who came up with the idea to throw the alien thing in there. He just threw it on the wall.
Yeah, it was definitely like just a whatever, and they were like,
But
"What
he
you
got
doing, pal?
he got
You're doing
so
great."
he got so much shit. Like the studio took complete control. Arnold kind of saw it coming. That's why he said no. Now's not the time to make a sequel. When they asked him to make a sequel,
Yeah,
and they the studio just took over the whole Predator 2 thing and just butchered the movie. Like, it just began because Predator 2 sucked.
That's how it
Predator
goes.
2 was
Predator
just
2 is not great. Yeah,
No.
but you know what? I do want to do like a hard rewatch. You and I should do like a
That would be a good
strong
one. That would be a good one.
sit and like, is this bad? Are we giving this too much shit? Blah 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 blah. So I'd be down for that because the only thing I mean obviously I remember like every inch of Predator, but like Predator 2, the only thing I remember is Gary Busey dying and then like his top half of his
Getting
body
cut
like
in half
floating
in
away.
the meat house and the meat locker. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the meat locker, but he gets cut in half, but his legs like fall away. But then I'm like, well, where's his top half? And it floated away.
Yeah, he got carried away. He kept it.
It's just the Predator.
It's a trophy.
Like, I just pictured the Predator like hugging him.
Man, they should have made a Gary Busey skull. That would have been hilarious. Just horse teeth.
Yeah.
And a big hole in his skull because he got in that motorcycle accident and he's
now,
brain damage.
Get pissed off about stupid things like that where it's like, okay, remember in Predator 2 when he threw him the gun? Like, let's make a movie about the gun. And then they made Prey, which admittedly Prey is a good movie, but like pretty much the basis of that movie is like, where'd that gun come from? You know what I mean? No,
that's a good point. Yeah. And yeah,
literally the only reason it exists. Like, why would you do no? Hold on. Let's ask that question. If there was no gun in Predator 2, and he just like it's just whatever. Why would they do a Predator in colonial America rather than like feudal Japan, fucking Roman empires?
Aren't they coming out with one that's in Japan?
I think they are coming out.
Wait, I think that's what this movie does because it kind of goes through. Anyway, whatever.
That would be sick.
It doesn't. I wouldn't say it necessarily bothers me. I mean, especially with everything that's changed in the landscape of just the woke movement, because they needed this one. They made it. It was a woman. So I think the main character in Prey. It was yeah. It was. I saw Novocaine, by the way. That was awesome. That was a great movie.
That was a great movie. Although I didn't realize it was Jack Nicholson's son as the bad guy, but whatever. Continue.
Oh, really? Well, because that's Randy Quaid, or not Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid's son, who's the hero.
Everyone knows Jack Quaid now. He makes good movies.
He does. I liked him. He's cool. Anyways,
I've liked everything Jack Quaid's in. So anyway, continue.
I think it was inevitable, like with the way that the franchise was going, they were going to do like a prequel, if you will, to because they stated, was it in the second one? No, it was even in the first one. Whatever, I forget what the female character's name is in the first one, but
Selma Hayek.
Yeah, but
that was her first movie role.
Yeah, continue. For sure. No, it wasn't. So she said that this happens every summer, like it happens. It's been happening. It's been known to happen.
On especially hot summers.
Especially hot summers. Yeah, exactly. And it's been going on, and so as the series move forward, you realize that this is something that they do. So I think it was only natural in the natural progression of the stories. It would go back to Native American times or predate guns, if you will. So I wouldn't say that it bothered me that they didn't follow up on the gun that Danny Glover got necessarily, but that also
no. That's not what I meant. I meant the fact that the gun, like, it's so important for us to like have these like, oh, remember that shit in our movies these days that we can't, because it's like I feel like it's just a destroyed like original thought. So like the only that's what I'm saying is like if Prey wouldn't exist if. Let me rephrase that. The form that we got Prey in probably would be mildly different if we were to get something like that. But it's far less likely to have happened at all if there was no gun from that time period. I don't think so. Predator 2.
I disagree.
No, but do you see what I'm saying? No.
I do. But
you disagree with it. You're saying no. There's a gentleman who goes bang bang. I love me to some 1776, and then they're like, actually, it'd be before that. Never mind.
Right. Well, no. Again, it would have been before that. Yeah, definitely way before that. Yeah, because that's the thing. That was way before that. That was
because the Americans were just coming over, and they were still like English and German and shit. But whatever.
So, I think because they talked about how in the original Predator they talked about how it happened in the past, so they can go back as far as they want. Yeah. Because the other thing too is they didn't have to hunt humans ever. They could have hunted dinosaurs.
could hunt the dinosaurs,
Yeah.
and then you just have a caveman be the
Exactly.
proxy
Yeah, imagine
protagonist.
that
You know what I'm
movie
saying?
where there's no
That'd
speaking
be
at all, just a bunch of
fucking sick.
just a bunch of grunts, and
You
this
you get Richard
Neanderthal going up
Russo to be the
against.
guy.
Yeah, just go up and
Remember he did that he did that movie where he was in that on the boat and he didn't talk at all. That's why
oh, I
I
don't
brought it
know
up.
that one.
You don't know that one? Well, get together, get your life together, and watch that movie over and over again. I don't remember what it's called, so you'll never know. And I don't know
Anyway.
if Richard Russo is his real name.
It probably isn't.
I think that's somebody else.
Yeah,
I
it
think I'm
is.
thinking
It's-
of Robert Redford.
Oh, Lost at Sea.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Lost.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, the one where he gets
Who's
saved at the
Richard
end. And
Russo?
I don't know.
I think he's aren't they the Russo brothers? Isn't
Yeah,
they?
but it's. I don't think it's Richard. Who are the Russo brothers?
It's Donald. I don't know. Fuck you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Forget who.
Anthony and
Everyone
Joseph.
forget
Nice
about-
guess, you piece of shit. Anyway. No, but all of this
Fair enough.
alien talk is to say, do you think
Yes.
if aliens showed up tomorrow, like they made their presence known to us tomorrow, do you really think people would freak out, or would it be like, yeah, we knew, dude? Like,
We'd freak out.
yeah,
We'd freak out. Because then, so you'd have the people like. Well, so if okay, do you agree with this then? If aliens appeared, does that not discredit the idea of like religion?
absolutely, 110%.
Okay, so now everyone's entire worldview, which by the way has been used to control the masses for thousands of years, has now just been proven false.
Imagine becoming the Pope, and then aliens show up, and you're like,
You're the
God
Pope.
damn it!
Yeah, exactly.
He literally says,
Now
God
you're fucking-
damn it!
Your jihad doesn't sound so fucking straight up anymore to everybody. So, are you on the way to blow up my
See,
son for what?
the thing
What
is, I legitimately think the Pope and the all of those people in Vatican know that it's a crock of shit.
Yes.
They're the ones who are suppressing the aliens.
Yes. They're
Yeah.
got their big hats and their fucking nub spokes and shit, and they're wearing their dresses. They love it. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
They know it's all bullshit. But then there's that. I bet you they do that thing where there's like a little bit of like, yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe maybe I'm Pope. Maybe I know this God fella. You
know what,
see all
though?
start to play into it a little bit.
God created the heaven and the earth, according to this book. You may have heard of it. They didn't. That's all we know that He created. He could have created the universe.
The Bible, which I regret because it's a waste. No, it's not true. It's actually important for literary references.
I've actually heard it's
actually in books.
it's a pretty interesting book, regardless of. I've never read it, but I heard it's a pretty decent read. But it's like reading Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's like reading. You would have to really be like. First of all, each book is from like a different time period, so you would probably want to do like some research into like who or what we believe to be the writer of whatever book you're reading.
But not only that, it's just like everybody knows the New Testament is the updated version of the book, essentially. But they still be nitpicking things from the Old Testament. It's like,
the Old Testament is like more in line with those like
that's Predator 1.
Yeah,
the New Testament's Predator 2. Yeah,
Predator 2. They don't know what to do with it, so they're like, Jesus is a cool fucking guy.
Yeah,
like I guess
we'll make Mary.
I was like doing that too. Like when they're like, when you go like, so you guys worship like a zombie, and they're like, what are you talking about? You're like, yeah, the dude guy comes back to life, and then what you guys
zombie Jesus.
So then you like you summon his like the meat of his body and his blood, and you consume him every Sunday. And they're like, that's not what we do. I'm like, that's exactly
what you do. This is my body. He says it. This is my body. This is my blood.
That's what he's. Yeah. Now verbatim. Do some ritualistic chanting, and then you guys can go.
Say what also we say when we say it.
Actually, I feel like the crazy guy. He was like. he said all that, and then somebody else, like his friend who was more, he was more in on the money side. He's like, I also bring one coin, just one, and then maybe two, and then another day, and then that's when it all started going downhill. That's okay. They need.
And
that
also,
money
it's
for the
it's
church.
weird too, where it's like just the irony in the how like the Aryans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about the Aryan Brotherhood, but there's the Ku Klux Klan. It's like they're Christian. They believe in Jesus, and they believe
That's
in
true. They are very religious. Yeah.
They are, yeah. But Jesus is Jewish. It's in the Bible.
Funny, yeah.
It's like the one thing everybody knows about Jesus.
He's a Jew, right? And he's also probably
he's also looks
not
a
white,
lot
like Osama bin Laden than fucking than you, motherfucker.
Which it's wild, man. It's just
that's so funny when I see those pictures. Yeah, when I see John Lennon Jesus, when I walk by like the modern churches, I'm just like, Jesus, goddamn, y'all.
It blows my mind too. It's still like I remember the first time I saw Black Santa, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Like that, people are like, why?
That's fine. Who gives
no, that is fine. That? I know, but it's weird because we grew up. Our generation grew up with everything being white. You know what I mean? Like in the movies, there's pretty much everything was white and everything was male dominated. Now they're talking about like when they talked about Michael B. Jordan being Superman, which I thought was going to be awesome.
Be sick, actually.
Yeah, right.
That'd be sick.
But everybody's like, no, Superman's white. I'm like, he doesn't have to be. Like that's one where it's like he doesn't have to be. Yeah.
Superman came from a different fucking even alien, dude.
Yeah, I know. He could be green for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if they were like, we're gonna make him a tentacle monster. He's gonna be Superman. Oh man, yeah.
And then the one black superhero they make is Cyborg, and then they just he only has like a third of his face showing,
or like black something, which is
it's all fucked up. Yeah, like Black Manta is black.
That's true.
Black Panther is black.
Cool though.
He is. So is well, you don't like Black Panther, but we won't go down that way. You didn't like the movie. You didn't like the
comics.
Movie.
He's not that bad, but in the movie's not very good.
Yeah, you weren't a fan of the movie. I know that.
In the comic, he's like kind of. There's like a point where he becomes like a weird like death god, and he's like, "I walk the streets of death, and I say hello to everyone." And I'm like, "All right, what? This is my panther god. She is cool. Her name is like I can't remember. It's Panther God.
God of Panthers. He's a god of Panthers.
It's a she. It's a she.
Well, there are quite a few black.
No, I can't remember what
superheroes that I've never heard of.
Static Shock was cool. When I was a kid,
Static Shock was cool. Who was the guy from?
And he didn't have anything to do with being. Although it was kind of like, I remember like the white kid had like saggy pants, and that was like a cool thing. And there was some weird stuff going on.
Who was
Static Shock was cool. I can't think of any other.
Storm.
Like, oh, you know what? Storm is cool.
Storm's pretty cool. Yeah, that one, I used to be like, oh, you can control weather, and then as I got older, I was like, damn, she can control fucking weather.
And they ended up like scaling her up too to be like a goddess, pretty much, which I really liked. I was like, damn, dude, Storm's fucking sick, and she's got like the African like fucking like ancient like you. I don't know why I always think of this scene, but it is when I think of like that African magic. Like I think of the scene from The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen when Sean Connery can't die in Africa, so he just like there's like a shaman who comes up to his grave and is like just like brings him back to life. It's pretty funny.
And by the way, I think that's an underrated movie. Actually, I like that movie.
You like that movie?
Like that movie.
I like that movie too. I'd like to do it. We could do we can do a bad movie review of that one. Because it is a bad movie when you think about it.
It is, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a super fun movie. But the problem with that movie was people aren't, and I was guilty of it too when it came out, they're not educated enough to know who most of those characters are.
True. But now, we could get into that argument on the day, but do people who are like fans of the comic book would be like, "Yo, this is not what we signed up for," really?
Yeah, and I couldn't say. So that's kind of a benefit to me too. Like that, and that's kind of what they go for. Is they don't really they make it because people know about it and it draws the comic book people in, but also it's going to draw in the non-comic book people, so they're just making more money. So yeah, they're just cashing in on that one. It was a one-off movie that they weren't going to make a sequel. They never planned to. So
That
whatever.
guy, the Dr. Jekyll, the Mr. Hyde fucking guy, that was like real. That was like a
Yeah.
That was fucking crazy.
That was cool. That was kind of cool.
That shit was crazy. I liked that.
Who is that?
Dorian Gray is not in the League of Extraordinary. But yeah, I know that actor. That actor has been. I've seen him a lot.
And it's not Paul Bent. What's his name? Paul Bettany?
No, it's not Paul Bettany.
He reminds me of that dude.
It looks like him though. Yeah.
Oh, Blade.
No. Yeah. But no, it's the comic book is a little darker and more Alan Moore-y. So, dude, there's a part where like, so Mr. Hyde is like much more. Well, he's intelligent in the movie, but in the book he's like. So okay, so the Invisible Man is like a dickhead.
Like, is he not supposed to be?
That's true. So in the book, they capture the Invisible Man because at some point there is a school of like nuns, and the girls who are training to be nuns are like magically becoming pregnant.
That's funny.
So he's sexually assaulting.
That's funny and horrible. That's the horror.
He's raping these women. Don't you understand that? He's giving them a big fucking cup of grape juice. And so then they go find him there. And so then he ends up betraying the boys. Like he in the movie it's
well, in the movie wasn't he no, it was Dorian. It was
Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray's not even in the movie. So the Invisible Man does it, and Mr. Hyde gets revenge on him, and it is some fucking some fucked up shit, dude. I don't even want
is that would you say that comic, if it was be made into a movie, like, you know, verbatim, would it be an R-rated movie?
It'd be far worse.
And was Tom Sawyer in the comic?
No. Not at all.
Yeah.
It was just Alan Quartermain, Mina Harker, who wasn't a vampire.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
The Invisible Man and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And Nemo and Captain Nemo.
But
the Invisible Man dies at some point.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
To death by Mr. Hyde. I'm not even fucking kidding. It's fucked up. So he's invisible, and so they go. Mr. Hyde never says it, but you get to see it earlier in the book that he can see the Invisible Man because he sees in like infrared. He sees like heat signatures and shit like that. But he doesn't say it out loud, but he's like, I can see this motherfucker, and he pretends like he can't. So then like later they catch him, and they're like, oh, did you catch the Invisible Man? He's like, oh yeah, you know. Him, and it might take a while. So the scene is him like eating a meal, and slowly his clothes start showing blood, and then you realize, and then you hear like someone scream, like, "Oh my god, we found the body!" And then like so he's become uninvisible, and like his
that's right. In the movie,
and then the blood is placed in such a way you're just like, dear God. So Alan Moore has a fucked up mind, but
I need to read that thing, comics. And they need to remake that movie. It's like,
it's actually interesting. So they were going to do a second one. The second one is just because it's all just those old stories that are they've fallen into public property, right? That's pretty much what Alan Moore did. He just swooped up public property.
Yeah, it's like what they did with what was it, Winnie the Pooh.
Kind of, and then when
have you
DC,
seen those?
I know they're weird looking. I don't all that stuff reminds me of the Polar Express, and it makes me afraid.
I've seen both. I've seen both. The first
I've seen all
one,
the Sonic movies, so don't worry about it.
yeah, but aren't those fun? I
Yeah,
mean
they're
that.
fun.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Nobody at our age gives a shit
No one gives a
about
fuck
Winnie the
about
Pooh.
that. Yeah, you're
We all
weird.
know
You're
who Winnie
watching
the Pooh
Obi-Wan
is.
Kenobi talk to Winnie the Pooh. Pooh, what are you doing?
Oh,
Oh,
and his
oh,
name is
bother.
Pooh. Why is his
Yeah, his
name
name is
Pooh?
Pooh, yeah. You
Winnie
piece
the
of shit.
shit.
You stupid fucking shithead. No, yeah, man, I
Well,
almost wanted to see the Paddington Bear movies. But then I was like, no, thank you.
yeah,
I
no.
will not.
Well,
Because Elijah
I
Wood
don't
is
remember.
Paddington Bear, I think, isn't he?
No, I don't know. I don't even. I remember Paddington Bear like in school. I don't remember anything about Paddington Bear. I just remember it being a thing.
Oh yeah, me too. I don't know anything about it. Like kind of like in the same way I only know vaguely of Babar, and only that he's
It's
just a
pronounced.
cool
It's
elephant with a
pronounced Babber.
Babar, however you want to
Babber.
say it. I liked Babar because
Baba.
bounces off of my lips. Um, but yeah, I don't know anything about that. But he was like a king. He's like a king elephant or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's where Paddington Bear felt, and same with like the Berenstein Bears and shit like that. Although I definitely was in the Mandela effect where I thought it was Bernstein Bears. So
I always thought it was no. I thought it was the other. It's Berenstein.
yeah, it is
Is it
Berenstein
Berenstein?
Bears, but yeah, Bere. But I always thought it was Bern. So I'm caught up in it. I'm caught up in it.
No,
Man, fuck the
it is.
Mandela
It
effect.
is Berenstein. Beren.
Yeah,
Stain. Yeah, that's
yeah, that's
not
why I said
Baron.
Berenstain Bears. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I don't care. I don't. I didn't read them anyway.
So anyway, so all the robots come and kill all of human life after we figure out that the Mandela effect is real. So we need to pretend like we
Hey,
don't know.
speaking Mandela effect, there was a fucking Shazam movie with Sinbad. I don't care. I saw it. There was this.
That's the one everybody looks at. Kazam, Shazam, all that shit. We all remember, Sinbad in the fucking genie costume. This is Rocco's Basilisk for sure. There's a Shazam in the future that's going to be forever implanted in the past once it's invented.
What was? Dude, he made a genie movie. I know he did. I
He
saw it.
didn't, dude. He didn't do it. There's plenty.
It's on IMDb, man.
It's not there, dude. It doesn't exist. It never existed.
It says here we found Sinbad's Shazam genie movie.
They all say that, but now it's AI, dude. They made it with AI.
It's IMDb. Why would you hide that movie? All right, real quick, because I see this here.
Mm-hmm.
What is Polka Dot Man's powers?
What the fuck? He has that. He has like a disease.
What does it do?
Shoots polka dots.
And what if one of those polka dots hits me?
You die. You get turned into polka dot dust. You get polka dusted.
You're such a douche.
You get
You
shut.
get
You get
polka
shut.
dusted.
You get shut the fuck up with polka dots. Fucking yeah. What is it? I mean, she just shoots. Yeah, they just burn them or something. They burn through it. That's what they called the thunder. Did you see that? So they tried to change it, or I don't understand this marketing ploy. So Thunderbolts had the asterisk, right? So then they tried to reset it so that because at the end of Thunderbolts, spoilers, they're the new Avengers. So then that's when they
Right.
go. So they switched all the marketing to go, okay, it's the new Avengers. This is an Avengers movie, and then and then people were all like, well, it's like the worst Avengers movie of all time. Then what are you saying? They're like, well, wait, no, just hold on. We're just kidding about the Avengers thing. It's like, Why would you even have it in the movie then, you dumbass? And then you put the Final Fantasy, Fantastic Four shit in there. I mean, that makes the movie very important to canon. So,
Well, and
which
also,
I like the movie, but yeah,
well, no, and my buddy John,
it's all right.
he's a pretty big harsh critic of just that kind of stuff. He said it was fun. Like, he's like, I don't
It's
care,
fun.
man. It's fun, and it doesn't have to be. We have to get one. So it looks like they're abandoning the whole multiverse thing, because in the new Spider-Man, they said that they're abandoning the whole multiverse thing. It's going to be like it never happened or it just ended.
Interesting.
So multiverse in that aspect is ending, I guess. But
Well, now that makes sense if we are actually like they're trying to pretend they are. If we're approaching Secret Wars, that does make sense because Secret Wars was something that brought all of the multiverses back into one thing and then reset the timeline. So,
well, what's the
that
new
makes sense
Avengers
then.
coming up?
Like Doomsday, which you need
is
Doom for Secret Wars.
Okay, so yeah, then there's going to be 3 Avengers movies then.
Probably, I'd say yeah. The first one to introduce Doom, and then the second one to like let Doom win. So we're pretty much following the Thanos rules, right?
But then
Like,
what are they going to do
well,
with Galactus? They're just going to blow their wad in the first. They're going to pull a Doomsday.
I'm assuming that Galactus is going to destroy that Earth, and then the Fantastic Four are going to escape to another Earth, and then
Oh,
like work to like protect that Earth from the next time Galactus comes.
yeah, because they're always like in the trailer. They're like, we will protect you. And then they
Yeah,
fail.
that's my assumption is
That's
that
a good guess.
they
That
will
would
try to
actually,
fight.
yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then
Because they don't really have a cool way for like there's like the last way I remember Reed defeating Galactus, he just points like a gun at him. He's like, "This is an antimatter gun, and I'll shoot you, Galactus."
Do you think
Get
they
the
needed
fuck
to?
outta here.
Do you think they even needed to bother bringing in Galactus? Like, I know he's huge in the MCU, but like,
No,
dude,
I
you don't
think
have
gotta-
to. You don't have to bring
do
everybody
Galactus. I think you would. I think you want to make. I think you make Galactus like a semi-protagonist. I think you give him his own movie, which is like a weird Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Because there's like a whole cosmic side of Marvel that you can fuck
Yeah.
around
with that can be very weird, but you have to have the right people doing the right things because it's such a. But I mean, if someone said like we're doing a Galactus movie, I would fucking see that shit. That'd be crazy. So, but I mean, obviously it could be terrible, but you could do it right, and then that if you did that right, you can then just sprinkle Galactus into different stories.
Okay, yeah,
So,
that's
'cause
what
there's,
I'm
like,
saying. They need
story
it.
where Galactus like makes the Punisher his herald.
Oh, that'd be
so-
cool.
There's stupid things you could do with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they need to figure out a way to use like the big guns on either heroes or villains. Like I said with DC, I've been saying it. Like Batman, Superman, they don't need to make standalone movies for them anymore. They could just be in the Justice League movies and sprinkled in
that makes money.
the Justice League movies
No,
or the Batman, Superman.
Let me rephrase that. Batman is the only one who makes any money. He's over here carrying the.
No,
whole
I
team
know,
with
but that's
the
because
money.
they don't. They need to spend more time to figure out because if Ezra
No, you
Miller
could-
wasn't
you could-
if Ezra
you could
Miller
keep
wasn't
Superman.
if Ezra Miller wasn't a
Yeah.
piece of shit, that Flash
Oh,
movie
yeah,
would
yeah.
have been a lot better. I think.
Yeah, but it's still bad. It's still a bad movie.
It wasn't horrible though. It was one of the ones where
No, it was bad.
Okay, fair enough.
And you know
Whatever.
what? I'll give you that. I am tainted because I know the story, and it could have been so much better. So the fact that the fact that DC just continuously has these great stories that they just fuck up.
Well, we'll see what
tremendously
James
just
Gunn's going
blows
to
my
do.
mind.
I'm looking forward to. I'm actually like as much as I don't like James Gunn's aesthetic, and I didn't like Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
I didn't like either the Suicide Squad.
I like the second one, but anyway, continue.
No, I'm interested to see because it's just like they had
Peacemaker's good too. But yeah,
Well, that's Cena though. Cena's great, man. He really is.
Cena's a great actor. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're good with that. But anyway.
But it's just Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like the Joker thing with me when I first heard Heath Ledger was playing Joker. I was like, why the fuck's he playing Joker? But then I took a step back. I was like, all right, give it a chance.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I watched
Give
it. I was
this one a
like,
chance.
yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do. And like with the Superman coming up, I'm like, and I'm not a fan of Superman, but
I don't like this. I don't like this guy, but we'll give it a chance. I
dude,
don't
they
like
should have
Michael
just
Keaton
kept
as well.
Cavill, man. Cavill would have
They
been
should have kept
so
Cavill,
dope.
but
And yeah,
I
just
assume
reboot it
that
with
there's
Cavill.
something that no, well, yes, that would be great, but I'm assuming there's something wrong with Cavill that makes him annoying to work for and with. Like the company probably just hates him a lot, and they're like, and he wants probably too much money these days
At
anyway.
this point, yeah, he would. I mean, he is Superman. You know,
But he's the perfect Superman.
he
Yeah, like
is.
that's. I
Yeah.
mean,
But he is. He does. Apparently, he does geek out. What was it? Was it The Witcher where he was like, "No, you're doing this
yeah,
wrong"? And yeah,
yeah, and then they fired him. And you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, I always assume it's the company
I
that's
don't think
messing this
that's.
up.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's him. He seems like he's a pretty
No,
normal, cool guy. It's just that they
no, no,
don't
no,
like.
and I guess I should rephrase that. Like we as fans would love him,
But the
but
studios don't love him, or the yeah,
the
yeah.
studios would hate him because he's like annoying to work
God
with.
forbid we do this right.
Yeah, exactly. Like
But that goes
it's
back
just
to, dude. It's Hollywood is so fucked now. If we want to go, let's go down this road. People
mhm.
aren't watching movies that are voting on who's getting Best Picture. I'm
Yeah,
watching.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm seeing clips of people like, you want to make a short movie, use AI. They're pushing the AI to make movies, as you know the studios wanted to do,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like God, dude. And then Trump, what the fuck? Like, I mean, you could say that about a million things, but
Mm.
he's gonna charge 100% tariff on any movies not made in the U.S.
Yeah, which is that's crazy. I don't know why. Well, I mean, there's probably
Well, I
a
mean,
bunch.
really,
It
the only
affects the Chinese government, I'd assume, the most.
you know, good point. You're right, but at the same time, it's just like I get I get why movies aren't being made in California anymore. It's just way too fucking expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, like we go to Canada. Actually, Canada, he'd probably be like, no, fuck that, fuck Canada. We're
Yeah,
charging you
they're
100%. Yeah, he's not
Canada
Canada.
doesn't want us.
Yeah, no.
So
Well, did you hear? Is it? I think it's either Europe or it's just England. That's they like we need to get like special permission now to travel there. They're requiring Americans who want to
I
travel
believe
to
it.
the country. Yeah. But
I
anyway,
believe it.
Hollywood is just fucked, man. It's just there's nothing. These major studios are just producing shit. It's just it's horrible. There's nothing
No,
good anymore.
they're really now there has been some good TV. There's been some okay movies that we've like that just kind of flew underneath the radar, but everything has just been like mediocre at best most of the time. Like what's the last good movie you saw?
Actually,
That's like
well, like mind blowing because I saw Novocaine was good. I enjoyed Novocaine. That was fun.
yeah, I guess
I
I should
did.
say what's one where it's like you got to see this fucking movie. This movie's insane.
I can't even honestly think of one. Um,
Mm.
I really like the last one that I remember that I thoroughly enjoyed and went to theaters to see was the Batman.
Man, yeah, that's a good one. That was a good one, but I didn't feel that same about it. I would say like a movie like Parasite actually.
No, okay, yeah, Parasite was
Parasite
good.
was fucking
Banshees
crazy.
of Inisherin was
Banshees of
good.
Inisherin is another one that would I'd be like, damn, this is insane. You got to see this. This is I don't even know
Yeah,
what to say
yeah.
about it. But Parasite's a little bit more straightforward. Banshees of Inisherin is like I don't even know what is this. I don't
It's
understand what this is.
well, you thought it. I don't know
The
if you
Lighthouse.
thought. No, the Lighthouse is not. I would have
Yes, it is
no,
top tier, dude. That's a
no,
great movie.
no.
You're just mad because you don't think mermaids are hot.
I've only seen part of that movie. I have trouble with who is that
Yeah.
makes that? What's his name again?
Robert Eggers.
Robert
He
Eggers.
made
Yeah,
Nosferatu.
yeah, which also was kind of like an eye roll. But oh, you know what was good? Honestly, Maverick.
I didn't really like it
Top
that
Gun
much.
Maverick.
Oh, Top. You know what? You're right. Top Gun Maverick was sick, dude. And I
Yeah.
told you got to see this. You got to go to a movie theater. Have Tom Cruise shake your hand at the beginning of the movie, like he does with all of his movies when you go to the theater, which
I
I
mean,
actually love.
it's
By the way,
all this is to say
he's
though
like,
that
"Hey
it's like
guys, thanks for coming out. I see you, motherfucker, right there. Good shit. Thanks for buying popcorn too.
hey,
Enjoy the fucking movie."
get a lower angle, make me look taller.
Yeah, tall me up. No, he's usually by himself, or yeah, they set him up so that he's like the tallest person
Like,
on.
don't put any rulers next to him.
Yeah, don't put any items behind me where there's a guy I see on like TikToks where he like measures people by like, okay,
Sun.
this well, he'll find something that you can see in the background like a lights or like a switch plate, and then he'd be like, that switch plate is this model and it's 3.3 inches tall, so if she's about 25 of these, stuff like that. So I think it's funny. You could definitely do that with Tom Cruise.
I don't know. Like, I think the problem is that there's too many movies right now. Like, just in general, being released at any given time. Because, again, how many... There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 movies nominated for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's too many. And one of them was Wick. And it's too political. That's the other problem, too, is now with the climate, with the climate that we're in. Even before that, I didn't realize how political the Oscars were, where you campaign and you finesse the people who vote to vote for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like, dude,
oh yeah.
But I mean, like, give it to, certain people, rotate it too. Give it to certain people anonymously. They'll have them look and vote. People vote on it. They're like the Academy, but the Academy's fucking shit, man. Let me do it. I'll watch all 10 movies.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that you would want some people who are like
objective.
Yeah, but then like, what's objective? Like, and what? Like,
not in the industry.
Yeah, but with taste being subjective, if you want like an actual like, you'd need like thousands of people watching these movies. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I mean, it'd be kind of like the Nielsen's. You would have to. Actually, that probably would do it.
Yeah. You just have 1,000 people. And whoever gets the highest rating.
Well, you pick 1,000 people, and then every year you pick 100 of those 1,000 randomly.
True, that's fine. But the less people you have, the more likely it is to be counterfeit. So just be careful.
Well, but you don't know who the 100 are. Apparently.
Yeah, but then at some point,
in its ideal, in its ideal. No, you don't. Because of that 1,000, the next year you'd pick another 100 randomly.
Yeah, so I know all. So the 1,000 are fixed, if that's what I'm hearing. And then that's a fixed list. Boom, that's easy to come by. We now have all the 1,000.
Okay, now we have all 1,000 of them, but then there's only 10% of them every year that get to do it. So you have to figure out what 10%.
So every year I send them.
Make it 1 million people. And you only pick 100.
Okay, so 1 million. I could do this with 1 million people.
You can't do shit.
I send them an email and I say, "Hey, are you voting this year? If you are, I'll give you $10,000 to vote the way I tell you." Okay, thanks. Bye. It's pretty easy.
Cool. And then if 1 million people come back, go, okay, yeah, I'm voting. Who wouldn't respond? Dude. Who wouldn't respond yes to that?
$1 million. Oh, I guess $10 million. Well,
no, 10,000 times 1 million.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's too much money.
Yeah. Well, then it's like shit. That backfired.
Well, you gotta vet it out. You gotta send your agents.
You know what? You take the 1,000, right? Every 1,000 watches it, but then it selects only 250 of them randomly after the voting's done.
No, that's too easy because then you just influence all of them.
Well, yeah, but that's still, with $10,000, you got to pay me my money.
Maybe only like 5,000.
Either way, like I was saying, dude, like I was saying though, these fuckers who are watching this, like they would put it on and say they watched it. It's like, dude, just watch the fucking movie. Like that's all.
That
is the easy. I mean, if I could be
dude, you have outside, one of the easiest jobs in the world, yeah.
Outside of being a restaurant critic, a movie critic is probably the easiest job.
Damn, restaurant critic is fuck, dude. You think I could get into that?
You should. I want to do that. You should do that, but with fast food.
Fuck that.
Taking pictures of it, give it culinary analysis of the bacon King from Burger King, which, by the way, ruined me the other day. I'm still feeling. I broke down. And
I got.
got one.
You wait. Like, did it give you like stomach problems? I got food poisoning from Burger King. 100%.
I believe no, it didn't really necessarily give me stomach problems, but I ate. Okay, so I ate that, and I don't know why I got it because I don't like them, but I do. It's like a guilty pleasure. Is their onion rings? So I got that.
Yeah,
and rings. I got that, and their large onion rings. And after I ate it, I was happy. 10 minutes after that, for the next 24 hours, I felt like complete shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. There's something going on in those Burger Kings.
Yeah, Burger Kings. I don't know. Like the only one that
Give me a Carl's Jr.'s.
But see, I feel like Carl's Jr. / Hardee's is the same as Burger King to me, as far as how I feel after I eat it.
No,
I'll take the best one is Jack in the Box, hands down.
Oh, interesting. I never had enough Jack in the Box.
They got their menu is the best menu. They got so much shit in there. It's good. Their tacos. Oh, tacos.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The only time I would go to Jack in the Box is after the Kings game. They'd have.
They give you the free tacos.
They give you free tacos. So you're driving home at like fucking midnight, and you're like, "Oh, dude, it's open, dude. Let's go over there."
Speaking of tacos, though, Taco Bell has fallen off.
Oh, Taco Bell's terrible now.
Yeah,
Taco Bell had really good. I was down with their breakfast, and then like. Because I wasn't, somebody like showed it to me and I was like, dude, this is the stuff. Literally like 2 weeks after that, I was like, oh, I'll go get that breakfast. They discontinue breakfast all over where I am. I'm like, what the fuck? And I even asked her because I ended up like another day, I was like, oh, there's the other Taco Bell. I'll go to that. And it was like time for breakfast. And they're like, no breakfast. It's like, did you guys like just discontinue it? They're like, oh, I don't fucking know. I just work here. I'm like, yeah, shut up. Idiot.
Dude, it's amazing. So I told you we went to Scandia. I swear to God, like everybody, everybody who works there is a kid. I don't think one of them has a pubic hair on them. And
that's what I see most people, either old people or super young kids. I don't see anyone in between these days.
Well, at this one, it was just like, it just goes to show how old we are. But it was just like we were trying to ask questions. And they're just so apathetic. It's fucking hilarious. Like I don't know.
They're like, "I fucking die, please." Yeah, they're just looking at you like, just fuck off.
Just shut up. And I'm like, and then we're getting mad, but I'm also just like, you know what? Like, how can we get mad?
I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get mad.
I don't get mad anymore. I just go like, I get it. I would hate you. I would hate me too in your situation. So hate me more actually. And so and that's what like I realize that this is off track too, but like damn dude, we've treated like working class people so shitty for so long, dude, that we don't even like now that they're just acting like, oh fuck you, we're like, how dare you? And it's like, nah, dude, this is exactly how they should be acting. We've done this to them. So
well, no, but the other thing though is too, it's like I really don't think it's much different. It's just that I noticed when you always worked at the store, so it's a little different for you. But like when I worked, my first job ever was at Tower Records.
Yeah.
And when I started there, they were like, this is part of your job, but they also pushed customer service. Like we give customer service here. We did with customer service. My next job, same thing. Next job. I've worked in customer service my whole life. At a certain point, I was just really good at it, so they never trained me in it. But I realize now they don't. So like when we would hire people when I worked at Trader Joe's, they're just like, yeah, this is what we do. And then as far as the customer help goes, like, oh, you'll figure that out. It's like, man, they just don't teach Trader it anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I could work at Trader Joe's.
You totally, dude, you could be a manager there.
No.
Yes,
no.
you could.
I don't.
I know you don't. I know you don't want to. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what though. Being an assistant manager, you get more money, and you're doing the same exact job as you were. If like literally, there's no fucking there. You wear a Hawaiian shirt, and you do have to sometimes deal with like you do returns, but like it's amazing to me how that store
I would just
runs.
Give the returns back. By the way, I would not give a fuck.
They always do.
Like it would just be empty. I'd be like, oh yeah.
No, they always do, dude. We had
product in there.
We had customers coming in with empty, like, 2-pound bags of onions, potatoes, and those ones that come in bulk, and they would be empty, and they'd be like, oh, the last ones went bad. It's like, well, yeah, that's the risk you take when you buy in bulk, but we don't question it. One lady came in all the time and did that same fucking lady every time, and we would all just look at her like, you're a cunt.
I'd be like, God bless you, lady.
You wouldn't. F you.
Good for you. No, I wouldn't. But you know what? I think I would, because obviously when it was my store, it was different. But like,
when it's not your dollar, when it's not your dollar,
I'd be like, take it.
But
lady.
see, that's the thing. But that's the thing with me, man. It's just like, it's not my money, and I get it. But I'm just like, you're a pathetic person if you do that.
Oh,
like,
yes,
and I just can't stand that.
Apathetic. That's the apathy. That's where I get where like these young kids and shit are just like, yeah, fuck you, just do whatever. Like, I that's what I'm saying. It's both ways. Like, I would be the exact same way, because I don't give a fuck about my corporate overlords. Like,
oh no, exactly. Like when I worked,
do you want to steal that? Go ahead and steal it.
At my last job,
I'm not going to stop you.
At my last job in healthcare, it's like, not only that, it's just like, I people would complain to me all the time, and I'm like, yeah, like I agree. Like, I would throw the company under the bus and just be like, yeah, they're horrible.
This sucks.
Yeah, like they're here to make money. This is how this works. Granted, they are the ones that deny claims the least in the industry, but even so, it's all about the dollar, dude. You're just a vessel that brings money in.
Oh, you're not too far from a fucking prostitute.
You're a body. You're a sack of
overlord.
You're a sack of meat
for 8 hours a day, which is more, by the way, because it's not just the 8 hours; it's the time you took to wake up, get ready, and drive there, and then drive home. So now that's all. That's all you.
The CEO. The CEO said, when people were complaining, because I live in the Bay Area, most expensive place to live in the nation. And that's not a flex. It sucks. And people, I'm flexing, and people were complaining, like, we get paid, there's a market value to each job, obviously. And they're like, we want more money. It's like, everybody wants more money. But the CEO's like, well, if you can't afford to live there, just move further away. And it's like,
yeah, that's a big problem. Like, especially, I think Washington DC has that biggest problem, where it's like they bus in so many of
unskilled. F you, it's like, so I'm supposed to find cheaper housing further away, so my commute. No, I know, but it's just like that's your answer to me. Like, it's like, oh, there's cheaper housing here, so now I have to commute even further and use more of my time. Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and money, by the way, because you're not paying me for my gas money. You fucking piece of shit. So, no, there's a lot of things that are fucking bullshit about. Like, we just take.
You should be able to
get the common man.
Oh, dude, it's insane, and I don't know if you can. You should be able to have a tax write-off for your commute to work. Like, if you can document it every time.
There should be a lot of different things with taxes. There was a thing, I can't remember exactly what there were different or not opportunities, but like the idea was that like you don't get taxed on your first like $150,000 you make in your life. I was like, damn, that's a good idea. Shit like that.
150,000 you make in your life or in your year?
Your life, yeah.
But what, $150,000? That's like nothing.
I can't remember how it works.
No, I know. Well, they were talking about that. You don't get taxed on $150,000 and under was what I heard.
Well, yeah, and that would be cool.
Here's the thing that pisses me off. So now that I'm a homeowner, which I hate, even with, it's like you get, the standard deduction is 15 grand. Even with my property tax, I'm fortunate in this sense as well, but even with my property tax, my what's the thing called? Mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever other things, all my deductions still don't equal up to 15 grand. While this guy over here who's just bought a house for $3 million,
mm-hmm.
he's getting to write off, and he makes a little under 200,000 a year, he gets to write off or deduct 30 grand because his fucking property tax is so goddamn high, whereas I only get to write off 15.
You hear that, folks? That's how you do finances right there. Writing off 15 to get 30. That's how
Yep,
you do it.
that's how you
That's
do
how you
it.
stay rich.
No, that's how.
You
That's
know,
honestly, the more money you make, the more you could write off. The more you own, the more you could write off. And at that
no, it's
point,
true.
yeah, I mean, you make $1 million a year, you own a bunch of properties, you can end up writing off 100. Instead of paying on $1 million, you can pay it on 750.
See, this is the kind of information you get here on Cash Talk with the boys. So next time we're going to talk about what you should do to get your IRA, your Irish IRA all locked in, your 401k locked in. By the way, if you've got your 401k indexed to the fucking stock market, you're fucked. So you should just kill yourself.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding. We don't say those
Rewind
things.
that. Yeah, if we were on whatever that social media platform is called, that would not have appeared.
That's a big thing. Saying
It
bad words
is.
is bad.
Like you can't even
Not
say
even bad words.
You
Like
can,
you can't say like
you can
grape
say
and
you can say
suicide.
you can say those things, but like when they have it in the closed caption, it's like it shows.
Gobbledygook.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
That's funny.
it's wild. So those who are blind will hear it. How do we fix that? you know.
So yes, if you want
Didn't
us to
think
say
about it.
all those terrible things, keep on watching and keep on coming back, and we'll feed you that shit like a baby getting fed his baba. So thanks for coming. We'll see you in the next one.